All right, so we're doing trigonometry. Doing section 8.7. This is the last section of this chapter. We're going to continue with the trigonometry, which is your sine, cosine, and tangent stuff, and we're doing a little more trig stuff, some more sine, cosine, and tangent, and we're going to do some constructions today. Okay. All right, so we're going to review what sine and cosine and tangent even are. You just did this on your Formula Madness. Let's do sine first. Sine is what over what?
Opposite over hypotenuse.
Oh. Opposite over hypotenuse. I agree. Let's do cosine. Cosine is what?
Adjacent over hypotenuse.
Good, fantastic. And then last, tangent.
Opposite over adjacent.
If you know those, you are way on the road to success. So you having those three things memorized is big. If you don't have them memorized, then you need to have some trick, like the sine is the SOHCAHTOA, okay? You need your SOHCAHTOA or your Oscar had a hold on Arthur, or you need that horse one that I can't remember because I found it for you guys. So I don't remember what it is. But you need it's one of those two. And I personally...
Some old horse caught another horse.
Oh, that's adjacent.
Taking
Oats away.
Oats away. There we go. Very good. And so you need something to help you on your paper, write it at the top, so that you can eventually get it in your mind. Okay?
I got that stuck in my head.
Okay.
SOHCAHTOA.
So the SOHCAHTOA. All right. We were doing these already. This is number 1 on your assignment sheet. You can open up to your assignment sheet. We have done this before. Cosine of some angle equals 0.9998. Is this the one where we have to do the second key or the not second key?
Second.
It is the second key, and if you can get that in your head, which one is which, then you'll be on the way also. So we have to do second cosine or inverse cosine equals 0.998, and someone give me the angle measure. We're going to round to the nearest degree, right?
Yeah,
One.
it would just be one, wouldn't it?
1 degree?
Yeah.
That's
Okay.
what I got.
Just making
All right.
sure, because I was going to ask about that.
Did it round? Was it like point?
1.145.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Now, there are going to be times, though, when we actually have an angle or a triangle that we're trying to find the angle measure for. So, like number 5 and 7, if you'll skip down to 5 and 7, there's going to be times when you need to know the angle measure of an actual triangle. So we're going to have to do a little bit more. We're still going to use the sine, our SOHCAHTOA. And we're going to use this triangle, the angle measure right there we're looking for is the question mark. And we have given to us the opposite of that. And is this the hypotenuse or the adjacent?
The hypotenuse.
So that was opposite and hypotenuse. Which one is that one up there?
So.
It's a or for the in the SOHCAHTOA. So it's going to be sine. So what we're going to do like this is I'm going to call that x right there. Sine x equals 23 over 56. Are you with me so far?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So, just like number 1,
So it's going to be second sine.
you have to use the second or the inverse. And I would not put the decimal in. I would put 23 over 26 in the parentheses and close your parentheses when you're done. So you're going to on your calculator type in your second key. So it'll be
Like that?
sine inverse
Is that right?
23 over 56, and I would close your parentheses if you need it.
Wait.
Is that right?
If it's sine x, never mind. I'm just going to believe it. I don't really know what it says.
Close your parentheses.
Oh, so.
Yeah, otherwise it will
didn't know
just
that.
divide it later. Go ahead. And I believe it says to round to the nearest degree again. And we're getting 24 degrees. Amy, is that what you got?
I just want to see the difference. Oh, I don't know if my.
So yours doesn't matter if you close your parentheses or not.
Yeah,
I don't
that's-
think mine
I
does
don't-
either.
Doesn't it? Okay, all right.
Does mine?
I don't know. You try it.
Well, if you put something after it, I think.
Yeah,
it
if you put a
matters,
plus
but-
afterwards when it needed to
Yeah.
be
I was just wondering. Okay,
24 degrees.
Yes. Big difference.
Yours is different if you don't
Yes.
put the parentheses at the
Yes.
end? Okay.
Yes, big difference.
All right. So make sure you put your parentheses.
Yes.
Okay. Hers divides the whole thing by...
It takes the sine,
Oh, wait,
sine
but in the
23
sine-
divided by 56.
You didn't do the second
Oh, you didn't do
sine.
the inverse sign.
Okay, no, it's the same.
Okay, so you don't have to put your parentheses at the end. Okay.
That's nice.
Good to know. Let's do number 7. 7, actually I might have wanted to do 6 because this is going to have a similar idea.
Oh.
Okay, so we are looking for the question mark.
Oh, wait. So it's gonna be.
40 and 56, are those opposite, adjacent, hypotenuse? What are those?
Well, it's
Adjacent
and
over
hypotenuse.
hypotenuse.
Adjacent and hypotenuse again?
Which means it's
No, this
Oh.
was opposite over hypotenuse.
This is adjacent?
You said we were doing 6, but that's.
I know, I apologize. This is 7. We're going to.
Oh.
I said I might have wanted to do 6 because this is too similar to 5.
Oh, wait. What I was saying is, you said we were doing 6, and that looks, and it's like numbers.
What is this one? Is this different than your 7?
Yes.
Yes.
Oh, well then let's do your 6. Let's totally get rid of this. Let's go. Totally get rid of this. We're going to call it, we're going to do your 6.
Okay.
And your 6 looks like this.
46 over 54.
You're looking for this one. And it's got a 46 here and a 56 there. Okay, so is this sine, cosine, and tangent? How are we doing this?
Cosine.
I heard cosine.
That's what I got. That's correct.
Cosine because it's adjacent and hypotenuse, right? So cosine x equals 46 over 56. So
54.
50, did I write it wrong?
Wait, what? Yeah, 54.
Okay, uh-oh. 54. Okay, I'm having troubles here. All right, 54. 54. When you put that in your calculator, make sure you do your inverse cosine.
Can you come here?
All right, right here you have cosine x equals 46 over 54. When you put this in your calculator, you are technically doing this. Cosine inverse x. No, cosine inverse. My bad. X equals cosine inverse 46 over 54. And this part will be the 32, is that what you said it was?
Yes, ma'am.
So x will equal 32 degrees. All right. So the rest of those, numbers 7 and 8, you're going to use that inverse cosine thing, okay?
Okay.
All right. All right, we're going to move on to something a little further down and a little bit in your paper, but I need you guys to look up here. We're going to use trigonometry now to find the area of triangles. So we're going to have to review some stuff about area of triangles first. So let's review a little bit. What is the formula for finding the area of a triangle?
Area equals 1/2 radius times height.
Okay. You have to know the base and you have to know the height before you can find the area of a triangle. If you don't, we're going to have to find that information, okay? And this is exactly what I'm going to reiterate by you reading it with me. We need to have the base and the height information to find the area. If we don't have that information, we will use trig today to find that. We will use sine, cosine, and tangent to find our missing pieces. So I want you to just watch this. This is not on one of your homework problems. I want you to watch this with me. We're going to find the area of each triangle. In this case, there's only one of them. You're going to round your intermediate values to the nearest tenth. That's 1 decimal. Use the rounded values to calculate the next values and round your final answer to the 10th. So, remember, you guys told me that the area is 1/2 the base times the height. Where is the base of this triangle?
Where the 7 is, basically.
Yes, it's where the 7 is, but it's not the 7's only to here. So I need to find, I'm going to make it in red. I need to find this part to add to the 7. Are you with me so far? Mm-hmm. Your base and your height must be perpendicular to each other. So we need to find that yellow piece also because we don't have the height. So we don't have the height and we don't have the second part of the base. So which are we going to find first, the yellow or the red part?
The yellow.
The yellow. Okay, so we know that this part over here is 64. Is 64.
No, wouldn't we need the red to find the yellow though? But wouldn't yellow be X?
Yellow will be our height. And if we learn, how would we, on the triangle with the yellow and purple, we know two things. On the triangle with the yellow and the red, we only know one thing. So we have to know two things to be able to find anything. Did I answer your question, Ryan?
Yes, but I don't know how we're gonna find the yellow if we don't know the red.
Okay, Heidi, what's your idea about finding the yellow without knowing the red?
Make yellow X and do tangent.
We're going to do this as...
Equals 64.
She says tangent. Why did you decide tangent? I do agree with you.
Oh, I know what I was thinking. I was thinking of doing the geometric means.
Oh, yes. Be careful. This is not a right triangle right here.
Yeah.
Good question. Okay. So we can't do the geometric mean part. We're going to have to do... This is the opposite and the adjacent. So we're going to have to do...
64.
Tangent 64.
Wait, but equals
X over
X over 7.
7. Okay?
Yeah.
With me so far?
Yes.
We're going to round it to one decimal. So can you guys help find X? What am I going to do with that 7 to get it away from the X?
You're going to do the 7 times the 7.
Okay, so we'll go X equals 7 tangent 64. Can you guys put that in your calculator and tell me what we get for X?
14.3.
Please verify that, somebody.
14.4, sorry.
14.4.
Okay. I should have done this instead. I'm going to do something. I'm going to call this, instead of X, so I don't have to change my variable every time, I'm calling it H. So we're going to call it what it is. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
All right. So H. We have our height. That's what we wanted. We need our height. We also need this part of the base, and I don't want to call it B. This one would be one to call X because 7 plus X is our base. How are we going to find, now that we know that this over here is 14.4? Man, that's terrible. My marker's too thick. All right. How are we going to find the red or the X?
Same.
Is it tangent again?
This way.
Because this
Yes,
is
because it's the opposite and adjacent.
an adjacent. Okay, so it's tangent again. Tangent 46 equals... I'm going to run off the board here. What over what?
X over 14.4.
I'm going to multiply that up again up there. So I'll have X equals 14.4 times tangent 46.
I got 15 or 14.9. Same.
Okay. All right. Now I have there's still. Okay. Here we go. Uh-oh. My bad.
No, we've got to add 7 to the 14.4 to get the whole base, don't we?
Yes. All right. So
28.4.
area equals 1/2
Base times
1/2 base times height. We have our 1/2. The base is the 14. What did you say? 14 point what? 9.
No, that's the. Oh wait, yes.
So I'm going to do it like this. 14.9 plus 7 times the height, 14.4. And you guys can put those all in your calculator in one fell swoop.
Make sure that I'm typing this right because
Okay.
I think.
Type it exactly how I wrote it there with your parentheses and everything.
Okay. Because there was something that you had told me to do my parentheses differently than how I usually write it in the calculator, and I don't remember what it was. Okay, so like that.
And even technically that 14.4 didn't have to be in parentheses. It could have just been a multiply. No, you need a plus 7. Do you have a plus 7?
No, I don't.
Yeah, I got, what did you get? 150?
I got 157.68.
Okay. And they want us to round to one decimal. So 150.
7.7.
Did you get that, Nora?
157.7.
Yes. All right. There is no units. I want you to be really cautious. If they would have given this 7 in inches here, Your problem would be wrong if you left it 157.7.
You have to put inches at the end.
Be careful, not just
Square.
inches, but inches squared because this is area. Okay, so don't forget that. All right? Questions? Let's do some together.
If you're looking at so fast,
We have number 24 and 25 together. And I have the answer that will show up in a little bit. 24, I'm going to do the color coding thing. We have part of the base, but we are missing this red piece of the base, but we have the height. No, we do not have the height. Excuse me. We're looking for the height also. Which one are we going to find first?
The height.
The height or the part of the base?
The height.
The height. Okay, so when we do that height, what are we going to use? Tangent again?
Yeah, because it's
Tangent 43, and I'm going to call that H. It's just going to be easier if I just leave it the letter that it is. Tangent 43 equals what over what?
11 over 8.
11 over H.
And then you do the thing to where you take that underneath it and do the whole thing.
Yes, we flip it. I'm actually going to write it. H is going to equal 11 over tangent 43. That's our means and extremes. One of the most valuable ways that we'll use that flipping thing. 11 point.
11.8 is what I have. Yes.
What did I do?
You need to go 11 over tangent 43.
That's what
You have
I
tangent 43 over 11.
I did that.
But look,
Oh,
the
I know.
11 has to be on the top.
Oh, yeah. I knew that.
No stress. That's why we're doing it together.
Okay, so it's going to be 11. Then tangent. There we go.
What did you get? 11 point what?
7 or 8.
8. Okay. 11.8. All right, so we have H. H, I'm going to erase here this H and make it 11.8. That was the 64 that I just covered, though. That's the trouble. And so we need to find the red. We can call it X, I guess. How are we going to find that? Tangent. Okay, so tangent 64, is that what that number is that I covered up?
Yes.
Equals what over what?
X
X
over
over.
11.
Yeah.
It's going to be 11.8 tangent 64.
Yes, we're just going to multiply that up and multiply 11.8 times tangent 64.
$24.2.
That's what I got.
Okay, so I like that whole one fell swoop thing. Area equals 1/2 base times height. We have the 1/2, but our base has to be added. That 24.2 isn't done. It's not the whole base. It's only a piece of it. What's the other part?
Plus 11.
Okay.
Oh, yeah, okay.
Now, on your calculator, if you didn't want to, I think, well, if you close the parentheses and then you just next to it put the 11.8, I don't think you have to put the times or even those extra parentheses. I am one of these type of people that like to type the least amount in my calculator I feel like I'm going faster.
35.2?
I heard somebody say 35.2. So what'd you guys get?
207.7.
Okay.
Why does that sound like the one we just did?
Is there any units? Do we have to write the units on this?
No.
No. Okay. So this, I'm going to
There
check.
aren't any units on any of ours this week.
Good. 207.7 is the answer that you're supposed to get. All right, now let's do number 25. 25. This time they might be something different besides tangent. We'll have to see.
It's not.
It's not?
The first
No.
one isn't, but the second value will be.
Wait.
All right.
What? Oh, never mind.
Well, actually, no. It will still be tangent.
Just different direction.
Just different direction.
Okay.
Yeah.
So H this time, to find H, which we're going to find first, it's tangent 43 equals what over what?
9 over 8.
Or H, I guess.
Yeah.
Okay. And so we're going to flip-flop the H and the tangent 43. Someone help me know what that is.
9.7.
Okay.
9.7.
Got 9.7. Okay. After it's rounded, it's correct? Okay. Okay, there's our height. I'm going to actually circle it in yellow so we can make sure we know where it is. Okay.
I wish we could color.
All right. Then we have height there of 9.7. We have a 26, and we're looking for the red. So tangent 26 equals what over what?
9.7 over x.
9.7 over x.
Ooh, we can just flip it again, right?
Flip again. That's right. X is going to be 9.7 over 20, tangent 26.
19.9.
Two people confirm. Okay, so then area equals 1/2 base times height. We can just plug it that foul swoop way. 1/2 19.9 plus 9
Yeah.
times the height 9.7. $140.2.
That is not.
Did you get that? Okay, so let's see.
Oh wait, I didn't add it, did I?
Oh, you didn't. Okay.
No, I didn't
So
add
hit
it.
second. No,
Oh.
it's okay. You're fine. You're fine.
Okay.
All right, 140.2. I'm going to reveal that we have 140.2 as the answer. That's great. Okay, so we did it right. All right, we're going to work on some constructions now. So if you'll look up here real quick, show you what we're going to do. We're going to review. We haven't done constructions for a while. So on your homework here, we're going to be reviewing copying angles, bisecting angles, and perpendicular bisector. But we're going to be adding things also. We're going to be adding 30, 60, 90 triangles, because we've been studying those. 45, 45, 90 triangles. And to do that, you have to know how to make a 60-degree angle and a 45-degree angle, okay? So right now, or by the time we are finished with this assignment, you will have numbers 1 through 23 odd done together. And if we have more time, we can continue to work on some more, okay? There's not going to be any video on this constructions. I brainstormed about how I could put a video camera above me or something to show you these, but it's going to be difficult. So when we're doing these, I need you to really ask questions if you don't know how to do them. How do we do this? I don't know, because it won't be something you can go back to. Except I might be able to point you to some videos of people doing them online, okay? All right, let's take a pause and we'll get those done. All right, this is what we did today. We used trig to find the angles of a triangle. We used trigonometry to find the area of a triangle, find all the missing pieces. We also did some constructions. You did a 30, 60, 90 triangle. You did a 45, 45, 90 triangle. I hope this is helpful. Goodbye.